every time I went on my periods, I would cry. Like I felt so useless. It was so hard. It was things we did just to have a baby, and it was just not working at all. So I feel like also that was one of the things that made us grow apart. And now everything I would ask for would be like, get me a baby. I'm trying. I still have a box, almost 98 pregnancy tests, 68 injections. It was bad. And I tried. Lord knows I tried my best.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Safe Space Chats podcast with Madam Speaker. My name is Perseverance Maremeni, also known as Madam Speaker, also known as the CEO of Self Love. I am not going alone as usual. I have somebody with me that I'm going to allow to introduce herself. Look at her with the drama already. Girl. Hi.
Hi.
How are you, sis?
I'm good, thanks. And yourself?
Actually,
I'm happy. I'm
You're
happy because this is like the first time we ever met.
Yeah.
And
I hope it's the first of many.
The first of many.
Yes.
2 more.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Okay. Introduce yourself to the people.
Hi, everyone. My name is Tinyiko Shalom Wakamtileni. I am also known as Tinyiko Essential on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. I am a CEO of 5 business. Ooh, that's a lot.
Listen, give
5
girl.
businesses. I have a cosmetic line. I have event planning business. I sell flowers. I am a caterer. That falls under event planning, right?
No, but still, you need to be specific, so it's allowed. Yes.
So I'm a makeup artist as well. I do beauty, and I think I'm forgetting some, but yeah, I'm an all-rounder when it comes to business.
Talk about nice life problems.
No, it's actually a lot of problems, not nice problems.
Is it?
Yeah.
But then the brighter side of it?
It's amazing because of the money.
Ne?
Yeah.
Okay, so the money obviously inspires us to keep doing what we're doing. But what are the main challenges that you feel like, okay, like of all, because I feel like what you do, they kind of intertwine in a way. So what are the biggest challenges that you face?
I think the biggest challenges has to be working with clients, especially those stubborn clients that feel like because they're paying you, they own you,
Yeah.
So for me, so far has been the difficult clients. And then with everything else, I don't think I have challenges because I'm able to just juggle in between and make it work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you seem like a very gentle person, Mara.
I am.
So don't you cry?
I cry. I'm a crybaby. I cry. Every opportunity I get, I cry. And as soon as I feel better, I'm like, okay, girl, we need to get back to work. So I do cry, especially if work is overwhelming. I'm going to speak about my baking business. It was doing so well, but I was getting so many clients and it was overwhelming. And when you get more orders, you actually don't do the right thing because now you're doing it under pressure. There's a lot of orders. You have to keep up with the standard. So for me, that was a bit overwhelming. I was like, nah, I'm quitting baking.
Nah.
Yeah.
But it was, I can imagine as well because I'm also into my sewing business. So I know that sometimes it gets so overwhelming that I have to limit the orders. And sometimes it compromises the quality of work that you do. Because people don't, they don't say that they came to you late and you did them a favor. They'll be like, listen, look at the end product. It's not the way it's supposed to be for getting. Exactly. They don't even mention whether they came to you late. Mara, I want to know Tinyiko growing up. Because I think that contributed a lot to you being this powerhouse that you are today.
Who I am today, that's right.
Yeah.
So I grew up, I was born at Elim Hospital, and I was staying with my mother. No, I'm lying. I was staying with my grandmother, and this is because my mom was working at Polokwane, so she used to come back home to see us and everything. But before my little brother, I was staying with my grandmother and granddad, and then my little brother also came into the picture. She was still working in Polokwane, and I would visit her sometimes. And then she got a job at Elim, relocated to Elim. So now we had to stay with her. She got a place. It was an RDP. I remember it had 2 rooms. So I was sharing a room with my little brother. It was fun though, because we were still babies, Yeah. And we used to visit my grandmother as usual. I was my grandmother's child. So I think I loved my grandmother more than my mom.
Yeah.
She'll forgive me for this. She knows this.
She
knows this. I was a spoiled brat, and only because of I used iPhone when I was still in high school. No one else had an iPhone. I was using an iPhone, and all because of my grandmother. So growing up, I feel like my background is not so bad because we never lagged. And I'm not saying we had much.
Yeah.
We just didn't lag because I had a hardworking grandmother, hardworking mom, and she was into businesses. They were both into business. Kanyela, my cosmetic line, Kanyela. So the
Okay.
name Kanyela comes from a company that was created in 2006 by both my mom and my late grandmother. So 2018, I was doing my grade 11. My grandmother passed away. She collapsed and she passed away.
Sure.
Yeah, she
Sorry
was
about
suffering from brain tumor. Was operated, I think, between 2010 and 12. I was still a baby, I don't remember. And then passed away from collapsing. It was due to high blood. And yeah, that was the last time I ever saw my grandmother, and my life changed forever.
Sure. How did that affect you?
Yo, ever felt like you are so naked? Like everyone is seeing you naked. That's how I felt. And to think, Kore, she provided, you know, I never lagged. If I wanted an iPhone, I'd get an iPhone. If I wanted a laptop, I'd get a laptop. If I wanted a blazer, I'd get it. Everything was just about me and the rest of the grandchildren. So when she passed away, it was a little bit hard because now the things that I used to get, it means I'm not going to get the things. Also, she had made a promise if I pass my grade 12, she's going to buy me a car, a small car, so I can go to varsity with the car. So it was bad. It hit me so hard. But I think at the same time, it gave me the motive to be who I am today because I was like, no one is going to do it for me. I have to do it for myself. And somehow I became hardworking.
So after you losing your grandmother and everything happening, how do you then pick yourself up to be what you are today? Like, what is like move number one?
Move number one. Obviously, move number one is making my late grandmother proud by passing my grade 12 with flying colors. And my mom in the picture, my dad in the picture, just everyone. So growing up, I was known to be a smart baby. No one knew my grandmother and did not know Tinyiko because everywhere she went, it was about Tinyiko. Tukulomina, my grandchild. I remember I won Miss Zata for 2016 and I was published on Mirror, the newspaper.
Yeah.
So she laminated that part. And then every time she went somewhere, she would like pick it up and be like, oh, this is my grandchild. This is my grandchild. So for me, the number one step was making her proud and be the best I can ever be, which is passing my grade 11 and then do my best in grade 12. And I did that. I passed so well. And I've always wanted to be a pupil at University of Pretoria. I got accepted. Though it was through the Lord's grace because my maths was so bad, but the rest of the subjects were very good. Through His grace, I got through. Obviously, through His grace and my marks, I got through. I went to University of Pretoria, and that was the number one step. So, fast forward, COVID happened, and then now it means we are going back home. I'm going back home, and yeah, so much happened before even going back home. So to get to where I am, I think the number one step was having to make my grandmother proud by passing my grade 12, and I did my part.
Yo, it seems like there's a lot of things that happened like at a very young age. There's a lot, you know?
There is.
Yeah, so but then how do you then get to be the businesswoman that you are?
Okay, so grade 11 towards my grade 12, that was after I lost my grandmother, obviously. So we had to relocate from Waterval to Elim to go stay at my grandmother's place because after the funeral, actually, we just started staying there, you know. We never decided we are moving from our place to. So it was that thing, okay, now we're staying at my grandmother's place and now I'm staying at Elim. So this one time I was coming back from school with friends and obviously I'm going back home and I see a mutual friend with my ex-husband.
Okay.
Yes, they were inside a car and I greeted the mutual friend. Hi, I won't say their name. And then my ex was like, come. So I went to the car and he was like, can I please have your numbers? And I was like, okay, it's fine. I'll give you my numbers. I gave him my numbers. I was going to do my hair for Ms. Waterval. I was hosting that year. I was the MC. And then I went to do my hair. while I was doing my hair, he texted me, "Hi, this is," and I was like, "Oh, hi." And then he's like, "Oh, are you done doing your hair?" I was like, "No, I'm not done." He was like, "As soon as you're done, let me know so we can meet." So we met, and I was not so far from KFC, where I was doing my hair at Elim. Took a walk, and I went to KFC, got inside the car, and we got to know each other. Crazy how this man tried to hide who he was.
Okay.
And I'm saying this in a sense, Yaku, he didn't want me to know what he's doing for a living.
Okay.
Because I guess he didn't want me to love him for what he has or whatever. But at the time, he was not so big, I mean, financially. He told me he's working at the hospital. I asked him, "What do you do?" And then he's like, "Nah, I'm just panding at the hospital." I was like, "Oh, okay." And then I was like, "Oh, nice car." It was a Golf. And he's like, "No, actually, this is my brother's car. I drive an NP200. I was like, "Oh, okay, no problem." And then he asked me if I want to eat something. I was like, "Nah, I just want dumplings." Went to KFC, didn't get the dumplings. He gave me 100 rand. Then we went to the other KFC. There were no dumplings as well. So I was like, "Nah, you can keep the 100 rand. You will buy the dumplings when they are there the following day." So that's how I met this man. Fast forward, I was in grade 11. I did my grade 12. My matric was so supportive, bought me the things that were needed for my matric dance, and then helped me apply for university and everything. I remember when I passed my grade 12, he gave me like a huge amount of money. I think it was 5,000, 2.5, 5,000. I don't remember, but it was a lot.
Yeah.
It was a lot. And then I struggled with applications because they were not taking me because of my maths.
Yeah.
Until I eventually got accepted at UP, told him, and he was excited for me. So that's when we got serious. So we never sheltered each other. We met that day, and then we started talking, and we did what lovers do, you know. And then my first year, this guy used to travel every weekend to come see me from Limpopo to Pretoria.
Sure.
Every weekend, like every Friday I knew he's coming. Every single Friday, unless if there's a funeral or anything. But every Friday he used to come. And then February, I used to love something so much. So there was a concert on Valentine's Day, and I showed him, and I was like, "No, it's fine. Since he's a crush, we're gonna go." So we went, and it was so amazing. For the first time, I received flowers from him. And then what happened? I'm gonna fast forward again. COVID happened. And we had planned that March is his birthday, so I'm gonna go to him, go back to school. But COVID happened, so I had to go to him, and I lied to my mom. To my mom and my dad, I was like, "I'm not coming back home. I'm gonna be at university."
Sure.
So what I did before leaving, I took pictures in different outfits. I took pictures of different angles in case they were like, "Show us a picture." I knew what to show. So yeah, so when COVID happened during lockdown, I did my lockdown with him.
Okay.
And then it was extended because it got serious. So just like that, we started staying together.
Okay.
And then this one time, I'm craving a cake. I'm like, "Dude, I'm craving a cake. I need cake." Like, one thing about me, when I'm ovulating, I will crave things and I need it. Like, you have to make a plan. He bought the cake. I'm like, "No, I'm not craving this one. I want that one, the baked one, you know?" And then I couldn't find a person to help me with a cake. So I was like, "Actually, I can bake a cake." So I bought all the ingredients, and then I baked the cake. I remember posting on Instagram, "Oh, guys, asisungule kule," as in it doesn't start from far. And I posted the process and everything in the end product. Sure. I remember my first ever client, Masana Mashele. She was like, "I also want it." I was like, "Haibo, are you serious?" She was like, "Yeah, I want cake."
Yeah.
So I told her I bought the ingredients for so much. And then she added 100 rand. And then I gave her, she posted, people asked her, "Where did you buy the cake?" Didn't you go? So just like that, that's how I got customers for the first business, which was my baking business. And then a month later, boom, people are ordering cakes in, cakes out. It was, it was booming. And then some people would come and be like, "Oh, you sell cakes. Don't you do gift hampers?" "No, I don't." Second person, "Don't you do gift hampers?"
And they'll give you ideas,
Yeah. And then the third person, I'm like, "No, actually, I do gift hampers." So that's how my second business happened as well. And then I used to cook for this man. I feel like I know cooking is not a love language, but my love language is cooking.
Yeah.
I'm going to cook for you.
Yeah.
I
Same
love
here.
cooking.
Same here. But
I love cooking. I
Yeah.
love cooking. I'm going to, because I used to cook for him and I would post the recipes and everything. People would be like, oh, that looks nice. Are you selling? You know? And by the way, my mom had a catering company, but it was not doing so well because she didn't have like a marketing strategy. So I was like, Mama, actually, we can go back, hey? We can start by selling food and everything. I told this man, my guy, I have an idea. This is the idea and I need this much. Then he's like, oh, okay, that's a good idea. I'm going to do what you want. I told him I want like a container. You see those containers? And he made it from scratch for me. And then just like that, I have a food outlet.
Wow.
So now we're selling food. We have a fast food. So whatever I was posting, people would come get at the shop. And then that's how the catering came on about, the decorations and the rest of the businesses. I'm one person, I think I'm more of business minded. As much as I'm smart, I feel like the only thing that will make me successful is the business route.
Yeah.
And people don't understand, and it's fine.
Yeah.
Because one day I know I'm gonna get there and I'm gonna be like, I didn't need like schoolwork. I'm sorry, Mama. I'm sorry. I am gonna be a graduate for the sake of making you happy. But I believe in business, and I know the only way to get to the top is gonna be through my businesses. And we're getting there, by the way. So yeah, when I'm sitting, thinking, the only thing that comes in my mind is like, why don't you start this? Why don't you do this? So yeah, and if I'm to do something for once and I feel like it's beautiful, I'm gonna change it into business. Yeah. So I stayed with this man for a year. My parents don't know. My mom actually has been
the whole time they didn't know that you were staying with him.
The whole time they don't know.
But they can see you having businesses. But
yeah, no. Before that, I went home in a bus. Sure. And someone who knows me and my mom saw me. So she called my mom. She's like, yo, where you guys we snitch.
Yeah.
And then my mom was like, my girl, Uri, where are you? I'm like, I'm at school. She's like, okay, we're coming. I'm like, no, actually, I'm at my friend's place. Hey, she's like, no, I know because this person told me they saw you in the bus. Why didn't you tell me you're coming back home? This whole time I told your dad and Pella, she's staying with not my biological dad, my stepdad. You know how that can be so not it's not on because why are you lying to me? Now I'm lying to my husband. Do you understand? So this whole time I've been lying to my mom. I'm at my sister's, I'm at my friend's place.
So you're literally just here where she's at.
And I want to tell you something. So my ex is like, dude, do you realize these lies are going to catch up with you? Because one day they're going to see you at the mall. And then how are you going to explain it? So that's when I was like, no, man, I need to tell my mom. So he was like 9 years older than me. Okay. So this one time...
I was going to get to that to say, okay, he seems to be well-seasoned.
He was 9 years older than me.
Yeah.
And I was like, Mama, what if I'm dating someone that's like old? Ne? And she's like, no, I don't have a problem. I won't choose who you should date because at the end of the day, it's about who you want and what the heart wants. And I'm like, also because Daddy, I think my dad is like 9 or 10 years older than my mom. Because Daddy is so much older than you, I think it's not a big deal. Then she's like, Uyokumamun, as in, did you find a person? Then I was like, I'm dating this guy, blah, 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 blah. And then as time went, I was like, actually, I'm not at my friend's place. I'm with this guy.
And we are right here.
And my mom was so understanding. Hey, she was so understanding. She was like, so what do I tell Dad? I'm like, I don't know. But for now, just like for me, I will come introduce him by December. That was in October.
Okay.
I'm like, dude, I don't know what you're going to tell Daddy. For now, I don't know what you're going to tell him. But it's working out and I'm happy. And it's crazy how I would go back home, and I miss him. And he misses. And we just want to be together so much. And I just couldn't cope at home. Valdez, do you know Valdez?
Yeah, I know Valdez.
There's no network. Electricity can go for like a week. So I would never survive in such a place.
Hey.
So I told my dad, actually, because of schoolwork, I need to be somewhere I'm going to have access to electricity. And so they didn't have much of a problem. but according to him, he said he could tell something is on. So December, that's when I went to introduce this guy, and I was like, my dad, this is my man. And all along, I've been with this guy. My dad was like, what?
Did the businesses that you started, obviously because he contributed a lot to that. Because
sure.
I mean, had you not been locked down with him, you wouldn't have thought of cooking and
That's
baking
true.
and doing all the things that you do. Do you feel like had he not been there, maybe the whole thing would not be the way that it is now? Because as you're saying that you're a business person, right? You being a business person has absolutely nothing to do with other people, but we always acknowledge people who contribute towards.
That's true.
How do you feel like you contributed towards the 5 businesses that you have? Like,
honestly, not that I'm not giving you credit.
okay.
Not that I'm giving him credit.
Yeah.
But I feel like I'm where I am because of that man. And people won't understand.
Yeah.
Despite our differences and what happened, I'm who I am today because of him. And had I not been locked down with him, I don't think I would have thought or craved a cake or anything like. I would have been at school, maybe at home, trying to study and make things happen. Yeah. So honestly, he contributed to my first 3 businesses. The rest of the businesses, obviously, I would think of. Also, I do had crowns.
Oh yeah, the beaded ones.
Beaded tiaras.
Yes.
And that was after he was like, I'm marrying you. And I was like, oh, and I want to wear this at my wedding. So I did it for myself, and that's how it started, know. So he did contribute to me being who I am today. And I thank him for that.
Yeah.
I thank him. I thank God for crossing paths with him. And I'm forever grateful.
Everything that you touch turns to gold, and he contributed to that.
And he contributed.
Yeah. Continue.
Yeah.
But there's one element that I want us to, because before you said there's a lot that happened. Before we get to the lot that happened. I want to know the link between your grandmother's passing and you falling into the hands of this man and having this beautiful relationship that you had. If you were to be realistic with yourself right now, where you are now, because I think you are off sober. Not that you are not sober-minded, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But I think it's not easy to see yourself for what you really are during the time when you're inside a situation. The best time is when you are now outside and you can actually view from an aerial point of view. Do you think that you being with him somehow, there is an element of what you had with your grandmother or your grandmother's passing? Do the two things even link? Do they feel each other? Or?
A lot.
Yeah.
So I remember I would console myself with this line, God will never take something you value and love so much with no plans. Do you understand? And everything under the purpose of heaven, just as the Bible says, happens for a reason. So I feel my grandmother had to pass away for me to experience what I experienced in my life. Because honestly, if she didn't pass away, I was staying at Butterfly. I wouldn't. What would I be doing at Ilim? I would have taken a taxi back home, and I don't think I would have met this guy. So somehow, I think the universe made it happen that me and this guy crossed paths, and it was through my grandmother's passing. Yeah, so it does have something to do with, they do link actually a lot.
And in you being with him, because I can imagine the way you hold your grandmother, so highly. The whole time when you are with this person, don't you somehow feel like, yo, I wish you were here. I wish you would see what I'm doing.
I still have a picture at the back of my phone. So sometimes you would catch me staring at her picture, and then it's like, do you miss her? I'm like, yeah. And it's like, let's go buy her flowers. So he was very supportive, and one thing I love is that he gave me space to just go through my emotions and be until I was okay. I reached a point, Yaku, now I was never crying. Because like, whenever I needed something, I'll just be like, I wish my grandmother was here. Then it's like, but I'm here.
Yeah.
But I'm here. And I'm like, okay, it's fine. I'm a crybaby, by the way.
Yeah.
So, to answer the question, yes, everything just aligned and for a reason, and they just linked, man. And that's what
But anyway, one thing I can tell you about family as in your grandmother, your mother, your whatever, they'll never leave you when the going gets tough, eh? Yeah,
they will never.
No matter how tough things get, they'll always
never,
be there.
But then those are the ones.
So when I first got to know of you, you were already big on social media? Because I was never really a social media person. But when I got to know of you, you were big. And also especially on Facebook. Especially in my favorite, my Gaza community. You were one person who trends day in, day out. I'll see screenshots of you trending. And no offense to my Gaza people, I love you, right? I love you. But they and I believe this is in every tribe,
Sure.
They are.
No, I feel like with Tonga people, it's even worse, eh?
I think it's even worse until you get to live in a society where this specific type of people, then you see them doing that to each other. Then you realize that actually, no, it's not that they're worse.
Speaking of trending, I think we're going to trend after this.
Really? No, I don't mind trending. I don't mind trending. Gaza people will really amplify things. They really amplify things. And that's why a small thing, you will be like, poof. And I know firsthand how it's like to have to deal with a lot of hatred, a lot of negativity, a lot of people just competing with you when you're not even competing with them. And I remember from time to time, I would see screenshots of your punchlines or your bargaining. What do you call these?
Response.
Your responses where you are like coming in very hard on people. And
I got tired.
The most embarrassing thing is that it's not even women only. It's even men. How did you get to a point where you had to find yourself dealing with such, and the attention that came with you being, because I would like to believe that I don't know, between you and your guy who was more popular, but the two of you combined, you were bomb. Right? And you attracted a lot. So I don't know, how did you handle that?
So to answer the question between me and him, who was growing up, people would like look up to me. Obviously, I was popular from high school. I was a president in grade 11. That was like the first time having a president who's in grade 11, who is a girl. So I think from high school, I was a bit popular because by that time when I posted, I would get like good likes. Do you understand? But after getting married, that's when I got more popular. Oh, there's this girl that got married at a young age with this big man. And so people thought I got married with like an old man.
Okay.
Until no, man, it's not even old. We just have it's not even that bad. It's 9 years bad.
No, it's not bad. I think the difference with the 9 years name is how old are you?
Old are you?
If you're 10, a 19-year-old is really old.
Yeah, that's true. True.
So I think in terms of the age gap and people exaggerating depends on how young you are.
I think at that time I was young because I got married when. Okay. When I met this guy, I was in grade 11. So you.
Yeah,
do
the
your
math.
calculations.
I'm doing the math, babe.
Yeah, I don't have to say the age. Those people are gonna disrespect me.
Yeah.
But yeah, those who know my age know. But yeah, so I got popular after getting married, and obviously I was young when I got married, and then people, and my wedding was beautiful.
I know, you were trending when
Yeah, my wedding was beautiful.
Yeah.
All thanks to him and me and my mom and everyone else that contributed. But yeah, so I trended after the wedding, and then I think people were looking more into me than him because he was not a social media person. Okay. And he was not on Facebook. He did have Facebook, but never posted on Facebook. He had Instagram, and it was me that he was posting, Like, he was not a person that will post, good, oh, I'm on a vacation. And then there's me. We're in Cape Town. I'm going to post Cape Town. And so obviously I was the one, bringing in the picture of who we are and everything. And we realized that people love our content. And despite people loving our content, I just felt like we could make good money from YouTube, from promos. And we did make money. Honestly, we did make money. So, but I think people were triggered by the fact that she is young. She has businesses. She's doing well. She's driving. She has this man who loves her. One thing I know for sure, my husband loved me, and with no questions. That I know. That is one thing I knew for sure. I didn't care what happened, but I knew my husband loved me, and he had the softest spot for me. So I think
he spoils you. Don't forget that part.
He spoiled me.
The diamond walk. You the one who showed us direction today. Okay.
And he spoiled me. Well, we spoiled each. To be honest, he grew up in the village.
Okay.
I'm sorry, my guy. He grew up in the villages. Obviously, people from the villages don't know what to spoil is. My love language is gifts, physical touch, So obviously I taught him these things, baby. Ka spoiler ni wala.
Imagine you're teaching a grown man.
Yay, we buy flowers
But we
here.
thank God.
And it was a good learner, hey, because I told him I love flowers, and then boom, he comes with flowers at our
Yeah,
first
so he
day
listened
of our concert. And then you know what I would do? I'll just send him a shoe. Oh, this shoe is nice, ne? And then he knows that's me asking for the shoe. So me in this relationship, I've never asked him for money. I've never told him, baby, I'm stranded. No, I've never. I had my ways of asking. We'll get there. So to answer the question, I think people looked at that and they were like, this girl is doing so well. She has a person that spoils her, loves her and everything. Why is it? They thought my life is perfect. And honestly, it is not. There are things that I lack, and I won't come to social media and tell you guys, I don't have this and that and that. At least you have that, you know. And there was just negative, you know. There was just negative. The fact that maybe when I stopped posting, people would assume they're not together anymore.
Yes.
And then now screenshots are flying. They're not together. We saw her. I was not even allowed to walk or use a taxi because people are going to say he took my... I swear to God.
Sure.
And now it became hard because how do I live? Does that mean I'm not allowed to walk alone around the malls because you're gonna see me alone now? You're gonna say, oh, they're not together anymore. We saw her alone. You know, I was living that kind of life, and honestly, as we started, it was not so bad. You know, the spotlight was not so bad, and he didn't like the spotlight at all. I think I did until I started trending. I'm now crying. And now he has to deal with all of that, you know. I remember him suggesting, why don't you just leave social media? I'm like, I can't. Honestly, I would, but you know my businesses depend on the social media. And as much as I'm going to post businesses, I feel like people are not going to buy because I need to influence the people to buy the things. For example, if I'm selling this blazer, I need to wear it.
Yes.
So people can say, oh, she's wearing the blazer, you know. So I explained to him, as much as it's going to save our relationship, what I can do, I can just limit posting us, but I can't leave social media. So now I had to deal with the bullying, people that come in and comment and say whatever that they want to say because they know I'm not going to say anything. And then this guy was like, actually, when people are bullying you and everything, what goes through your mind? What is that one thing that you want to do that will make you feel better? And I was like, I think responding, you know, as much as you don't respond to everything.
Yes.
Mara, that little chance you get, you should
just
like,
to set an example.
Once in a while, you can just respond. As long as it makes you feel better, I'm supporting you. And then I was like, oh, okay. Remember this guy posted something and I responded and I felt so good. I felt good, but at the same time, you can't keep doing that.
Sure, it can't be a
for
daily
your brand.
thing.
For your brand, you know, people can't be talking about me and be like, "Oh, it's Eluia, she responds," you know, and people would text
Leave that
me.
to us.
Yeah.
We are the experts in responding.
And people would come to me and be like, you don't respond. I'm like, guys, you don't understand what I'm going through. As much as I'm coming to social media and I'm showing you guys this perfect image of me, behind doors, I'm crying. You guys are making me cry.
Yeah.
You guys are making it hard for my ex, for my husband, you know. You're making it because he has to deal with everything. He has to comfort me. He has to make me, like, it was just a lot. But you eventually get used to it, man.
Do you think social media contributed to your marriage not working out?
I think,
or being honest, if you were to be honest with yourself.
Yeah, it did. And it's something that I also took into mind. If ever I was to marry again, I don't think I'm going to post my husband. Because I feel like the moment you start posting, you invite so many bad energies. People are going to know I'm in a relationship, but I'm not going to go out there posting, oh, this is
We
who
see
I'm
you,
dating.
babe. We know those vacations you're taking. You're not alone.
No, I am alone. What are you saying? Yeah, you know, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, going forward, I learned my lesson, Yago. We don't post, you know. I'm not saying posting is a bad thing.
Yeah.
People are different. That I just decided going forward, I don't think I'm going to come in and just show who my husband is, who my boyfriend is. You know, less problems, man. Because now people don't know what to bully you about.
Yeah.
I'm sure people are looking for something to pin to me so I can trend or bully me about. But they're still checking, oh, we saw her. Who is she dating? You know, all those things. So, yeah, I think it contributed to my marriage not working.
You know, I feel like if I were to if you were to see me posting a person that I'm with, right? That means we are attending like therapy 4 times a week. Because for me alone, now I attend therapy, but on top of me attending therapy, I will respond once in a while. Once in 1,000 comments, I will tell you where to get off. But I can only imagine poor guy, yo, Jehovah, Shem, Skepsel. Now he must look at himself in the mirror and see the things that people... There's a lady, her name is Innocent or something like that. She used to act on Mubango. The day she posted her husband on social media when they were getting married, they were like, yo, that guy looks like an Orus. Now all of a sudden that guy looks like an Orus. I'm telling you. You understand what I'm saying? So sometimes you put your person out there because you're just trying to, and at the day you get married, we can't hide that.
You can't.
But then all of a sudden you must now see an Oros in your person because of other people.
You can't hide it. But for me, there are going to be so many rules. No phones allowed, no pictures. No, if you post, I'm going to sue you. And not that I'm going to be embarrassed by the person that I'm actually I'm dating a very hot guy. Hey?
Let me tell you something. I had to break up with somebody who said to me, I'm hiding him. I'm like, okay. Bye.
Actually, the person I'm seeing is the one that suggested let's not post. I'm like, dude, thank you so much. Thank you. So he said he doesn't want to be on the spotlight. I'm like, perfect. That's even perfect. So we're not going to do the posting, but obviously people are going to know I'm dating someone, and once in a while, I don't know, man, but I don't want to put you in the spotlight. Because like the minute I put my ex on the spotlight, people would even send him nudes. People didn't even know. I swear to God, people would send him nudes.
Hey, what a plus!
I think, people thought the things that he's doing to me is probably gonna do them to them.
Do for them.
Yeah, so it's that thing. Okay, she thinks she's perfect. We're gonna snitch him. You know.
You also want.
Yeah, and I feel like people liked him because obviously I'm in the picture. It's always like that. You always like someone because you saw them from someone.
Yeah.
You know. So people would send him nudes. And I was so jealous. I was very insecure. I thought he's cheating on me. Social media did contribute.
So what eventually crumbled the marriage? Because you don't have to go into like in depth.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah.
I love this man. I loved him. I'm not sure if do I still love him? I think I still have a spot for him, but I don't think we'd get back together because of what happened. So our relationship was perfect. I don't want to lie. And to think of it, I still remember when we were staying at Tamam. He stayed at the hospital, some cottage. It was as big as this place. It was not big. People say I dated that man because he had money. My man didn't have money. If I was to be honest, he also knows that. When I dated that man, I only knew he's driving a bike. We staying at a place as big as this place. There's a kitchen, a small kitchen, a very small kitchen. There's a small kitchen. There's a bedroom. So I've been with him from scratch. I'm not saying I built him, but I've been with him from scratch. We struggled together. I know the feeling of sleeping on the floor with that man. So when people come in and be like, yeah, you loved him because of this. Nah, it was not even about money. I loved him because of how he carried himself and how he expressed his love towards me. So our relationship was perfect. I don't want to lie. A year and few months later, we decided we want to get married. And it was not supposed to be a marriage. Afani agala lavela naleni. You know what lavela naleni?
I know what's lavela naleni. It's what is it? In English, like they're giving officially
like
saying,
if you're looking for her, she's with us. Like we're not ready for marriage, but we are, So he wanted to pay that, and who pays 50K for Lavela Nalini? Who does that? So my dad was like, "Aibo, that's lobola. Just get married." And then I remember posting if I was old enough. This weekend I was gonna get married. So my mom comes with a screenshot. She's like, "Mola tekoana, like, do you wanna get married?" I was like, "No, I'm just joking." We had just relocated to Valdezia, the new house, so it was still new Mraga, And then my mom was like, "They can come in March after we're done with the house and everything." So I sent him a screenshot. Now I'm thinking this whole time it's a joke. Kanti guy forwarded the screenshot to his sister, spoke to his mom.
Plus,
guys,
he was of age.
yeah, it's like, guys, I'm thinking of marrying this girl, and then he's now asking about my tinsumi. I don't know what you call them. Those people that negotiate for you. Yes. You ask about those
Chief
people.
negotiators.
Yes. And then I gave him my aunt's number. This whole time I'm thinking, this guy. So yeah, and then they set a date. We were supposed to get married at his birthday. But unfortunately, my dad was very, very sick due to COVID. Excuse me. He almost died. We always joke about it. He almost died. But by the grace of the Lord, he's very fit and healthy right now. And we had to change the date to May, the 15th of May. And then while we were shopping, I'm one person, I want to do my things in time and then just forget about the stress and everything. So by December, I knew what I wanted. It was supposed to be something simple, man, no people and everything. I only changed my mind 2 weeks before the day. But actually, let's send out invites, So it's from a big family. It's not big, but his family is like quite big.
Yeah.
And I'm from a big family. Yeah. Like we are big, especially
and plus,
from my dad.
people show up, eh?
They show up. Plus the village, if you're doing your wedding at a village, it's going to be packed. So yeah, and then I remember tailoring my second dress 2 weeks before the wedding, my second dress. And then while we were ring shopping, he was like, why don't you take 2 rings, ne? So the other one will be a backup if you don't find the other one. Kante, this guy wants to propose me with the other ring. So he proposed and I said yes. And then he paid lobola, doubled the money. And then, yeah, what else happened? So yeah, our marriage was perfect, especially because we were staying together already. So we knew what to expect. It was nothing new to us because I know what he does when he wakes up. He knows I'm a sleepy person. He knows how I cook. Like, we knew each other. I just feel like it all went wrong, especially, obviously, with social media. Because now I'm posting in bikinis, Boys are busy commenting and it's making him uncomfortable. Sure. And somehow I just felt like it's controlling me. Why all of a sudden you don't want me to post pictures wearing certain clothes? I was posting those pictures before. Why didn't you tell me about that? Why is it that now? And I did understand where he was coming from. I'm now someone's wife, but why? I'm still a baby, I remember his sister also saying, like, she's still a baby. You can't rob her of a youth. She's still a baby.
So you can still be a baby in the marriage.
Yeah, she should dress like a baby because she is a baby, And then now there are so many insecurities in my marriage. As for me, I was very insecure, hey? Like, I was...
Do you feel like
super insecure
in those insecurities, and you guys now starting to have these things that were happening? Do you feel like it was disturbing your growth? Because I would like to believe, or you were not yet 100% like, okay, you have reached your limit in terms of growth. Do you feel like that kind of disturbed you, or it was robbing you to some degree?
I think my relationship, I get it, there was a relationship.
Yes.
Then there was marriage.
Yes.
My relationship was never robbing me because I could still be me, I was the baby that I was. But then now with marriage, now I have to be, grounded.
Certain expectations now.
I am manana, So I feel like to some extent it was robbing me. But obviously, I'm not saying marriage itaku rob or anything like that.
I get
it depends on what kind of partner you're with.
Yes.
What kind of family is he from? If he's from a family where they don't believe in wearing shorts, obviously you will feel like, I should be wearing shorts, and
the pressure
like
of wanting to please family and
the wife.
and
then now you have to wake up and do the home. He knows I wake up at this time.
Now you must be makoti. Do makoti.
I must be makoti. But I remember telling them on the wedding day, guys, I don't go ishtangeni. I don't do that. I am makoti that's gonna bake you scones. And they laughed about it.
So you were serious?
I was serious. And they didn't have a problem. I don't want to lie and say they used to wake me up and do. No, they knew she wakes up at 12, sometimes at 1. Sometimes she'll,
I'm judging you.
Why? I'm not a morning person. I'm not a morning person. He knew. But if I had to wake up early, I did wake up early. If there were things that needed to be done, I would do those things.
Sure.
So
At your time.
At my time.
Yes.
But obviously, let's say maybe there's a funeral and stuff like that. I would go up and down. But the advantage was I have a catering company. So I don't have to be there. I can just call my company and then they do the thing. So I was that kind of makoti.
Yo.
Was it robbing me? I would say out of 100%, I felt like I'm 30% robbed.
Okay.
We're going to get there. So when I was with this man, obviously I was saying everything was like perfect. Our relationship was perfect, you know, until we started to develop some insecurities, is thinking probably she's seen someone, you know. Now I'm thinking you probably seen someone, because I believe in maintaining and being consistent. If you're going to make me get used to getting flowers, you better maintain your standard. You can't drop unless maybe there are some circumstances that we cannot control or understand, and you communicate the circumstances. But you can't just stop being or doing things that made me fall for you. How do you expect me to fall for you even like more or going forward?
You're cutting the supply.
You are. Because obviously I fell for you because you were resembling my love languages.
Yes.
I actually considered being in a serious relationship with this guy because he bought me flowers. It was as simple as that.
You know, sometimes doing things for people and then stopping is some sort of control. To say,
That's
I will
true.
do it when I wanna. If you make me happy, I'll do it.
I'll do it.
But if I feel like we're not getting along, I'm gonna cut.
I'm gonna cut it.
Yeah.
And also, I just felt like it's like a fisherman. A fisherman has this motivation of getting fish, you know, and then now you're gonna get your fish, and then go at that thing. I have fish for the rest of the year, so I don't need fish anymore. And then you stop fishing. So I think that was what we were experiencing in our marriage. It was that thing. Now she's mine. I don't have to do all those things, you know. And then it got worse because, you know, the pressure of getting married, and now the in-laws are asking, when are you gonna have a baby?
Yo, no way. That time you're still a baby.
I'm still a baby. That time I was doing things that will make me. Okay, it's not a secret. I was preventing, and it was simply because we had an agreement. No, we don't want babies. I remember telling this guy, my guy, let's make a baby, and I was lying. I was like, I want a baby with you, and he's like, no, we're not making a baby. And I was like, okay, it's fine. I'll go and prevent. So I prevented. So imagine the thing has to get out of my body. We just got married.
Yo.
Okay, it was not just family. Social media, I would post.
I would see a lot of comments like that on your post.
You guys are beautiful. And it's a lady saying that. Every time I went on my periods, I would cry. Like, I felt so useless. It was so hard. It was the money we spent, the sacrifices, the things we did just to have a baby, and it was just not working at all. So I feel like also that was one of the things that, you know, made us grow apart. And I would just come across articles where they're like, when you're married, a baby brings you closer. You know. And now everything I would ask for would be like, get me a baby, as if I'm the one that controls having a baby. I remember asking him, when am I gonna upgrade my car? Then it was like, let's have a baby first. I'll buy you whatever car you want. So everything.
The pressure is on you now. It's like you're the one who's holding this thing.
And I'm trying. I still have a box. Almost 98 pregnancy tests.
Sure.
68 injections.
Sure.
It was bad. And I tried. Lord knows I tried my best. At some point, I'm like, what if I'm not the... But I was like, nah. What if, like, I was just
questioning yourself as well.
Yeah, and the guy would tell me, you need to stop this thing of stressing because it's gonna affect your hormones. You need to enjoy yourself, and we're not enjoying. And every time we had sex, it was about making a baby.
Imagine.
It was about making a baby. So he even knew, okay, you're ovulating now, and I think from his side, he didn't have so much pressure. It was me that was pressurizing myself. He didn't have a problem. But I knew deep down he did want a baby. You could see from how he looks at other people's babies and everything. And then until family came in, and now I had to do things that I don't believe in, you know. You know, when you can't have a baby in a family, what families do. I'm not going to talk about it. But we had to get there. We had to get there, and that's how bad it was. And I believe if you think something works, will work for you. So I don't think, as much as we went and I didn't believe in those things. It was not going to work because I don't believe in those things. So we
I
got
feel like
to...
what you're sharing is a very, very big. It's a big contributory factor to whether marriages work or they fall apart. And a lot of people get into marriages without realizing this. To say, listen, if you're gonna get in there because we're thinking within a year expectations are to have a baby, when a baby doesn't come, it can take its toll on our marriage, you know. And it's a struggle of a lot of black households,
Yeah, that's true.
where we are expected to automatically. It's like when you switch on the marriage switch, you are switching on the
The
baby
children.
making switch, and it doesn't always work out like that.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
And it also made me conclude, Gore, I think the next man, I would prefer him having a baby. That's what I concluded, Gore.
Well,
Okay,
my
at least.
They still want a baby with you on top of the baby that they have.
That's right. I know, right? I know, right? Yeah. But I feel like, I don't know, man. Maybe the universe was just not agreeing, or maybe it was not the time. We were very impatient, and I just feel like we could have waited, you know. So I was still saying he was supportive during the course of everything happening, and then people. When I'm on my periods, I get bloated, like my tummy would. And I post on TikTok, people will be like, "Oh, congratulations!" I'm just like, "Dude, I'm so trying to get pregnant." And I would fall pregnant. Weeks later, boom, miscarriage. I've had almost 5 miscarriages. I've had 5 miscarriages. People don't know that. People don't know I had to go through all of that.
They still comment nonsense because
they still
don't
comment
know.
nonsense. Now his family, it got to a point, Yaku. Oh, speaking of insecurities, he thought maybe when I'm going way, I'm going to Jola and stuff. It got to a point, Yaku, now he was tracking me.
Sure.
And obviously it was through influence. That's why if you're married, stay away from your family if you're a guy. Stay away from it, because they have the capability of making your marriage work or not. Especially if they don't like your wife. I'm not saying they didn't like me. Don't get me wrong. They did love me. But I just feel like in between,
they were influencing.
They were influencing him. Because why would he think of tracking me down?
He knows you more than them, but they're saying things.
And you know, when I say I'm going to do catering, that's where I'm going, you know. At first, I thought maybe he just like the idea of giving me his car. And I knew he's not comfortable with me driving his car because the mileage and everything is a nice car, blah, 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 blah. And apparently I drive like a man. Though I've never had an accident. So it was like surprising for me. Haibo, all of a sudden now you're giving me your car, like, baby, use my car. Kanji, you want to track me down? So I remember I would tell him I'm having a shoot at Nandoni, only to find I had made a mistake. It's not Nandoni, we're going to Lira. Then it would be like, why did you say you're going to Nandoni while you're going to Lira? I'm like, dude, how do you know that? Sometimes I would be doing makeup and then he just barges out of nowhere. I'm just like, okay,
and
I
this
told
is not
you.
the man that you got married to.
It's not the man I got married to. I told you I'm going to this place, but how did you know I'm going to this specific place? You know? And then they influenced him. Oh no, before that, I was what's this? Semi-finalist for Supreme Queen Global Ed, a very big pageant. You win $500,000.
I think I remember.
Yes. Hi, Bo. The guy that used to drive from Limpopo to Pretoria wants nothing to do with this competition. And it's not like we're walking around naked. It's a competition for married people, divorced and single ladies.
It's like Mrs. South Africa.
It was Mrs.
Yeah.
It was Mrs. South Africa something. I think they, because of the trademark, they had to change the name to Supreme Queen Global at Africa. He's not supporting me. I have to raise money. He's not there. He's not there. And I'm thinking, if my own husband is not supporting me, how are people going to support me? So I knew a friend, obviously it was a guy, and I told him, dude, I have a situation. I need to raise as much as 50,000. I know how to raise the 20,000, but the 30,000 is quite a lot for me. Maybe I can try 15,000, you know, with my businesses, make specials and everything. Can you help me? Then I was like, no, it's fine. I'll help you. But now I can't tell my husband, another man is helping me with money. Sure. And I don't want to lie with this man. This man has a wife. He told his wife, but the way we were meeting, obviously I'm hiding things from my husband and everything. So now this guy was like, I'm not available until this time. You can come at my shop. So he has a shop. Oh, I'm not gonna say. Yeah, he has a shop, and I was heading there, I think around 9 p.m. at night. So my husband asked me, where you going? I can't lie for God's sake.
Yeah.
I can't lie. And I feel like if I was cheating, like he thought I was, he would have seen it. Kurai, man, this person is, because I can't lie. You'll catch up with me. So he asked me, where are you going? I'm like, nah, makeup. And like, I'm lying about things that do not make sense, you know? And then he took my phone. Sorry. Can you put that?
No, I don't think they got that. You got that? No. If you did, then you will cut it out, ne? That
Please. Oh yeah. So yeah, this guy is calling, and he's calling, and then he sees the call. And then now I answer. This guy's like, where are you? I've been waiting. Obviously, when you hear that,
yeah,
you with your husband and a girl called and be like, where are you? I've been waiting. What's the first thing that comes in your mind?
Just assume that it's the side nigga.
Yeah. And he's like, who's this person? I'm like, okay, you need to calm down right now. Let me explain everything. Then I explain, but it still didn't buy the story. Then he's like,
I personally wouldn't buy the story either.
I also wouldn't buy the story. Why is he giving you money?
Yeah.
Why is he giving you money? So I think that was the issue. Why is he giving you so much money, and why is it coming in hard cash? Why is he not sending it? So from then he just thought maybe I'm sick, and I was not. I swear to God. And we tried to prove it to him, because I also asked him to call his wife so the wife can talk to my husband, because the wife knew, but I was hiding, and I still don't understand why I was hiding. I think also because he didn't want to be part of it. I just felt like he was gonna feel intimidated or like disrespected, you know.
Yeah.
And then he just thought I'm cheating on him, and I think
obviously the frustrations and everything now.
But then now, after the wife spoke to him, that's when he understood. Oh, okay, this is what is happening. And then that's where everything changed, because I don't know what he told his siblings or whatever, but the influence was us moving from our place to go stay with my in-laws. Hi, Ke.
You are now Makoti full time.
Hi, Ke. This one. So we used to go home like every weekend home, and I didn't like it because I felt like they are getting used to me. I wanted to be that type of Makoti waku abang tolobelang. Like, as much as we have a relationship, I don't want you to
not too close.
Too close. No, I don't want you to. I love you so much, but let's have boundaries. You understand? Because I also felt like they're starting to know me like deep. They know, oh, okay, she's capable of eating in the bedroom. You know, I felt like I didn't have my space. I get the sister got sick, and we had to go to the house. We had to go to the house, and then now we there for like a week and everything. So this one time, I'm calling my guy, why are you taking time? You know, why are you not coming back home? Then he's like, oh, I'm still packing. Oh, okay. It didn't make sense. 1, 2, 3, a truck with all our luggage.
You are permanently moving home?
Yes.
Without discussing with you? Now he's seeing you for the child that you are, that he's 9 years younger than him.
No discussions or whatsoever. And it's crazy how everyone knows besides me. And then, we're staying here. Okay.
On top of all the other things, all the other issues that you guys are having.
You're working at Elim. I'm going to be driving. I'll transfer. This guy is starting to be very aggressive. Hey, but this is not the man I married, you know? Okay. It was hectic.
Yeah.
Because I feel like everyone is just like this. You know, there's just days where you don't want to talk to anyone.
Yeah.
You know? You just want to be in the room. I love walking naked in my place, you know. I can't do all of those things. And now, going back to did I feel like I'm being robbed of my... And now that's when I felt like I was being robbed. Because now I can't have space with my husband. We can't cuddle. We can't, you know, because he has to talk to the family or spend time with family, and then after at night, that's when he's going to be with me. And he thought maybe I don't have a problem with it.
He just assumed.
Yeah, she's going to be fine. Also, this is like a big house, so she'll be fine, you know.
Our executive producer Kanye there is telling us that our time is running out, and she thinks I'm not gonna tell the people. It is not us, it is Kanye who is jealous of our episode with Tinyiko, who is reminding us that time is running out. Tinyiko, we're definitely not gonna finish. Hopefully in the comment sections people will tell us whether we should do a part 2 or not. But in closing, I want you to, wrapping up, right?
Yeah.
What is the biggest lesson that you would love for people to learn from you, ne? From the Engelia, marrying young, number 2, being a powerhouse that you are, a businesswoman that you are, and being able to rise up and be the person that you are. You have 10 seconds.
Guys, number 1, what I'm going to say is getting married is not about age. So for as long as you are ready and you want to do it, because I'm definitely going to do it again. So it's never about age. And I don't think my marriage didn't work because of age, because it was older than me, It just didn't work because we wanted different. We all of a sudden wanted different things. He wanted those, he wanted that. And according to my understanding, you can't go to Cape Town using a flight that is going to Durban. You have to use the same flight.
Sure.
So I feel like if you are young and you want to marry, it's actually a good thing because you get to be grounded. It prevents a lot, man. It prevents mavaji, like getting sick, and stuff. So do get married, guys. Marriage is beautiful. And then the powerhouse that I am, I feel so privileged to be doing so much at my age, considering that there are people that are looking for employment, and I'm out there giving employment to people that are looking for that employment.
Shout out to you.
I'm so proud of myself, and I know my grandmother will be so proud of me, and my mom for sure is really, really proud. Everyone in my family is proud of me. The only thing I can tell you is things do not have like a memorandum, or we don't have like a timeline on how things should be done. And do not pressurize yourself because you are the same age as mine and you feel like you're not doing well. You are doing well. It's just that it's not yet your time.
Okay.
Same way I feel pressurized to graduate. I should have been a graduate a long time ago. But I just felt, guys, we can't have it all.
Yeah.
As much as I'm not a graduate, I will be a graduate, but I'm doing well in something.
Yeah.
So, and I'm not saying I'm not doing well. I am doing well. It's cool. I just have a lot on table, and sometimes some things have to be on hold. So just go out there and be the best that you can ever be.
One last one. Any chance of reconciliation? Because
reconciliation with who?
With my brother.
No.
Why not?
He asked me to move on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Had he not asked you to move on, were you not gonna move on?
I think I was gonna get back with him because I felt like we did have a chance, but just outside families and everything, let's just do this thing together. So I left the marriage, he didn't check up on me, so it was that thing. I was the one calling him, hey, I can. So I don't think it's gonna work. And right now I'm seeing some.
And you're in a good space.
I'm happy. I'm in a good space.
Oh man, thank you so much, Tinyiko, for agreeing to come join me. I feel so honored, my fellow Elim girl.
You're welcome.
We're recording live from Sen Studios, guys. Before they chase us, before Kanye chases us, we have to mention that. Thank you so much for joining us. I wish you all the best in what you're doing. She actually brought me a bouquet of flowers, ladies, and you're more than welcome to hit her up on social media. It's Tinyiko Essentials. I won't make that mistake. It's Tinyiko Essentials on social media. From myself and Tinyiko from Tinyiko Essentials, we love you. Mwah.